Hi, it's Debbie from Readings with Debbie, and thanks for joining me for this video. This video is all about Oracle card decks for business. So if you have a business or are planning to start a business, this is a good one to watch because I'm going to show you which card decks I use in my business readings. I specialize in business readings for business owners, new business owners, people that have been in business for a while and might be feeling stuck or a bit confused about their direction. And I'll put the link below in the description to my business readings, so you can have a look at the different ones that I offer. But basically, over lockdowns, I developed a business reading for myself because things were so up and down, difficult to predict business-wise. And it really helped me to stay calm and figure out what to focus on at the time, because it's so easy to get pulled into different directions and spend time on things that aren't really a good use of your time. So yeah, I just wanted to give you an idea of what card decks you could use in your business for guidance. And as I show you each deck, I'm going to pull a card from that deck. So we're going to have like a timeless reading. So anytime you watch this video, the reading will be relevant for you if you're watching this. So let's get started. The first deck I'm going to recommend is this one, which is the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris-Anne. Now, this is my main business deck, and what I've discovered is there's not a lot of decks for business on the market, which is why I'm making my own. So watch out for that soon. Yeah, for some reason there's not a lot of business decks. So this one was created with business owners in mind, and also for creatives. It's a very good deck for creatives, anyone that has a creative business. Lots of cards relevant for that. And the lady who makes this deck, Chris-Anne, has done some great decks. Check out her Lightseers Tarot as well, but the artwork is usually absolutely gorgeous. Guidebooks are really helpful as well. And I've done another video which goes more in depth with this deck. It's a card deck review of this deck. I'll link that below. But just to quickly show you, the cards are just really quite simple. There's just usually a word or a phrase, a symbol, but lovely colours as well. This, like this. So in my business readings, I generally use a few decks because I want to look at different areas. So I'll use this deck. Often I'll use a self-care deck if somebody's feeling out of balance, and it's always handy to get some self-care guidance for business owners because it's so easy for us to get out of balance. I also bring money into it as well, because obviously that's a huge aspect of business, so I'll usually use a money deck. Yeah, but I'll go on to show you the rest of them. These ones can be read upright or upside down, and in the guidebook, if you have a look, it has the essential meaning, which is the meaning if it comes out upright, and then the self-care meaning is if it's comes out reversed. But normally I look at the whole thing because I think it's important to see the potential negatives, difficult aspects of the card, so I can relay that to the client, you know, just to see if they're struggling with anything and giving them a bit of guidance on how to get past that. It's a 67 card deck and guidebook. So normally Oracle card decks are 44 cards, so there's, you know, it's quite a big deck, but I think it's important because there's lots of aspects to cover in terms of different types of creative and business guidance, I think. I don't always use this deck for business readings. Sometimes I'm guided towards a tarot deck. So I really listen to what I'm guided towards, and it's important to do that as well. But let's just see what comes out of this for us today. So we've got the card Bravely Market Your Magic. Okay, so this is a really nice one. It's pretty specific. Some cards in this deck are more general, but this is a really specific one. And it's saying it's time to Get your offers and products and services out there. Share it and show up as you. You know, you're unique, so don't try and copy somebody else's marketing, that kind of thing. Really try and stamp your own unique message on it. It's all about bravery, honesty, taking a leap of faith in your advertising and sharing your essence with the world. And it warns against hiding who you really are, copying someone else instead of sharing your own essence, fear of failure and imposter syndrome as well. And it's saying your specific magic is your gold. And it's coming from your heart and from an authentic place. People are going to resonate with it and want to find out more about it. Just remember that there's people out there that are looking for what you're offering, and they are going to be really excited to find your specific unique offer. And it's about being quirky. Don't be afraid of being weird or unique or putting something out there that's a bit different, you know, because if you feel strongly guided towards that, then that's what you need to do. And it's just a reminder as well that a lot of the time businesses aren't just overnight success. This is something that takes a lot of work, that can take years to build up. Somebody told me that it often takes 3 years for a business to get really established. So there's a message here about being patient and not putting too much pressure on yourself to be successful overnight, because it's not realistic. And it's important to be vulnerable as well, because that's what's going to attract your ideal clients, the vulnerability, you like bearing your soul, maybe your story as well. Put your soul into your message is the main guidance of this. And it's saying, if you're not sure how to share your magic, your unique essence and humanness is the place to start. So really spend some time thinking about why you're doing what you're doing, who you're trying to help, and be unique in how you do things as much as you can. Is there anything missing in the way that you're expressing yourself online or in person? Are you toning yourself down? Are you using different language to what you would normally use? You know, really think about ways that you might be mimicking or copying other people because they're already successful and you think that's the way to go. Okay, so I really like that guidance. I think it's quite powerful. So let's have a look at the next deck. So I know that Doreen Virtue has renounced a lot of the New Age stuff and her own decks and had a name taken off a lot of her own decks. But I still use the Angel Answers deck, which I think was originally her and Radley Valentine, who still is making decks. So they've just taken her name off. But Angel Answers is good if you are looking for a bit of a more specific answer. This has yes or no cards. It has time frame cards. It has pretty uplifting guidance in here as well. So this is a 44 card deck, and yeah, it's good for when you need a simple and to the point answer. The artwork is quite traditional. It's quite angelic. But I like to include it. So if sometimes I ask if a client has specific questions. So if they do, sometimes I'll use this deck, or I'll also use a pendulum if I want to get a clear yes or no answer. Okay, so can we get just a card from this Angel Answers deck for us today? Oh, nice. So we got the card of success. I think this is a really nice card just to let you know that you're on the right track. Be patient. Even if you're not seeing it yet, you're on the right track and success is coming. The card has kind of coins there flowing down the side, so I think it also means material success as well. It says you're on the road to success. You don't need to have any reservations about your situation because it's going to work out beautifully. It also mentions that part of a successful life is taking care of yourself, and it's important to make sure you don't wear yourself down by working too hard, and take time to enjoy peace in your life. So I love that it has that self-care message to this as well, because I think often we think that for this. We need to just work and work and work ourselves into the ground. And I think in this day and age, it's not about that anymore. It's trying to work smarter, not harder. It's remembering to ask your guides for help as well, so you can co-create and you're not having to do everything by yourself. And it is so easy to burn out. It's happened to me quite a few times, and it's just not going to help anyone if you have nothing left to give and you have no energy and you're totally burnt out and can't function. So it's a message to be very aware of that and to make sure that you're doing regular self-care, exercise, diet, hydration, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I absolutely love that card. Okay, so next I'm going to go on to a self-care deck, which is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle by Jill Pyle. I really love the artwork on this one. Artwork by Tatiana Vedenkina. It's a 55 card deck and guidebook. And it's all about connecting with your intuition and deepening your self-care practice. The cards will help you to create rituals to nourish you on the deepest levels, inviting you to ask questions such as, what do I need to feel centered today? How can I connect with my body's intuition? If I only have a short time for me this week, how should I spend it? The cards have mantras and journal prompts, and it is there to give you permission to put self-care on the top of your to-do list. So I think this is really important if you have a business or if you're reading for business owners. I really love the artwork on this one. It's really cute and modern. Okay. And yeah, the guidebook typically gives guidance on how to use it, how to connect with the cards. And then there's a few different card spreads. There's a 3-card reading, a reading for if you have a circle, which is nice, if you do like a women's circle, ritual reading as well in there. So they're a bit different to usual. And the guidebook just shows the card, the mantra, the guidance, and then the journal prompt at the end. Yep, so I use this a lot just for myself if I'm really like feeling a bit run down and I'm not quite sure what I need. It says that the author, Jill Pyle, is the creator of Goddess Provisions, a community that provides resources and tools for people looking to connect with their divine feminine nature and deepen their spiritual practice. Through cosmic downloads, she is guided to create offerings that help raise the vibration of the planet and push the consciousness evolution movement forward. And it looks like they do a subscription box. I'm not sure if they still do that, but that's goddessprovisions.com with sacred self-care tools, which looks nice. So let's have a look what our self-care guidance is for today. And can we just get 1 or 2 cards, please? What is the self-care guidance in this timeless reading that's happening in this video? Okay, so we've got create art. So creating art is just an amazing way to switch off, to feel better about things in general, to use a different side of your brain to what you might normally be using. And it's just such a good way to express ourselves as well. So, you know, as we know, art isn't just painting or drawing. There's so many other ways to create art. So painting, gardening, cooking, dancing, photography. There's just so many different things you can do to be creative. And I think that's really the meaning of this. I think being creative is the key. It doesn't necessarily need to be art in a traditional sense. Let's just see if it tells us anything else. It says we're all artists and creators. And to gain more confidence in your inner artist, look for opportunities to create art for your own pleasure. It says consider signing up for a local workshop or gather some supplies to create at home. If you're unsure where to start, try representing your surroundings, favourite things or current state artistically. You can even be creative about the way that you create by using natural props such as leaves, branches and stones. Even rocks stacked by the river are forms of art. And the prompt is, which blocks, real or imagined, stop you from making art, and what practical steps can you take to work through these blocks? Yeah, you can make art on Canva. You can make artistic work for your business, you know, design your website, all those kind of things. But I get the feeling that this is talking about creating just for the sake of it, not necessarily with the purpose of making money. So really hope that resonates. It's definitely resonating with me in terms of a way to switch off, which I don't do as much as I should. I'm going to put that with the others. Okay, so I'll usually bring in an abundance card in the reading because obviously money is a huge part of business. We want to love what we do, but we're also doing it to make a profit. Otherwise, it's just an expensive hobby. So there's a couple of decks out there to use. I still kind of favour the Doreen Virtue Angels of Abundance deck. Now, the Doreen Virtue cards are generally out of print and you can find like reproductions online. The originals are usually very expensive. And this is a deck that she did with her son, Grant Virtue. It's a 44 card deck. And again, it was done quite a while ago and it's quite angelic in terms of the artwork, so it just depends on whether this is your style. It says everyone has equal opportunity to receive the ever-flowing bounty the universe provides, yet we can unknowingly put up blocks on our path to abundance. If money worries are blocking you from the path of greater well-being and happiness, this deck will allow you to identify, heal and remove them. The Angels of Abundance wish to help you manifest support for your earthly needs, life purpose and giving so you can enjoy the blessings that are your divine birthright. Okay, so again, as per usual, this usually comes with a guidebook, but I have a different version, which is just the cards. And as you can see, that's the style of the artwork. Very angelic, so it depends on if this is your thing or not, but I still find these to be some of the most detailed in terms of abundance guidance, money guidance. Let's see what we get from this. So we've got the card of moonlighting. Okay, so if you haven't heard of this term, then this is when you are working and you set up a business alongside of it. So you're kind of doing the two things at once. It's saying you can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. So I'm not a very good example. I often jump in to doing a business and I don't usually recommend that because it is good to have a job alongside it, especially at the beginning, to take the pressure off your business so you still have money coming in to pay the bills. And you're not freaking out about the fact that you might not be making as much as you want in the beginning of your business. So the fact that this is jump out is just saying, you know, if you're thinking about starting a business or you already have and you're still working, then that's confirmation that that is a good way to do it. You can, if you're working full-time and starting your business, then at some point you might want to go part-time or reduce your hours so you've got more time to devote to your business as well. And it's saying by doing that, your business will take flight and fully support you. So that's come out a few times recently in readings that I've done. And I think it's just reassurance to, you know, not to put too much pressure on your business at first. And it's not a failure if you're doing work as well as your business. That's certainly not a failure. It's a good way to stay in balance basically as well, because if you're just working on your business in the beginning and it's slow, then that can get stressful and tense. So I think that's quite a good one to see in this reading. Or it might be that you've been self-employed for a while, things might have slowed down, and I suppose this might just be saying there's nothing wrong with jumping back into a job, be it like a remote job or another job, if things are a bit slow, just to take the pressure off as well. Okay, so next I'm going to go to the Akashic Oracle by Marina Beach. This deck is all to do with the Akashic records, and if you haven't heard of those before, then they are a fifth dimensional energetic database of information that records your soul's journey, choices, thoughts, actions, and consequences from the very moment you were created. So the lady who created this deck is an Akashic Records practitioner, and she reads people's Akashic records basically and helps people to learn how to access their own. It's just an absolutely gorgeous deck. If you can see from the box, it's like got the gold embellishments on it. It's got the key inside as well. The guidebook. Yeah, Marina Beach is the soul alchemist, Akashic record master, teacher and channel who uses this potent etheric realm to empower her students and clients to discover their divine gifts, reveal their soul identity, and to clear negative karma. The deck is designed for all spiritual seekers who wish to establish and deepen their connection with the Akashic records. So from my understanding of the Akashic records from a couple of courses I've taken and the cards is that often we've got past life blocks that need to be healed this time around. Often they can be to do with vows of poverty, which make it difficult for us to accumulate wealth in this lifetime. They can also affect relationships, lots of different areas. Working with the records can help us to remove negative things from the records and put more positive energy into their place so these things don't affect us anymore. The cards themselves are just absolutely gorgeous, as I said, with all the gold on there. The artist is Chenkal Parikh, who's just done like such an amazing job. And some of them are quite hard hitting. We've got self-sabotage there, you know, so it doesn't hold back really. And I think sometimes that's needed when we're looking at business. We need kind of very straight talking guidance to tell us, you know, what we need to be working on to experience more success. Yep, there's the vows of poverty cards. So sometimes I use them and I'm like, oh God, like the card panics me, but it's always what I need to hear. And it's just a really good thing, a good area to know about, because it can really explain why we could be doing what we think is everything right, but we're not getting that forward movement we want in terms of business. We've got money fears. Freedom and adventure. I love that one. So yeah, if you're seeing this and it's kind of, you're more interested, then it might be that it's time for you to look more into the Akashic records and check out Marina Beach's work. The card deck is a great way into it. So yeah, let's see what comes out from this one in our timeless reading, and I'll recap it all at the end. Okay, so we got the card of strengthening boundaries. You can see that there. So on the card, we've got the woman. She's surrounded by light, but then we've got the hands coming in from either side, almost like ready to pull her in different directions, I would say. So I think by this coming out, it's telling us that we need to look at our boundaries. Are they strong? Are we leaking energy in some ways when it comes to our business? You know, often we've got lots of pulls on us time-wise, families, other work, linking into the last card, that kind of thing. So I feel like if you're seeing this card, then it's really important to ask yourself, are the boundaries that you have in terms of the time you spend on your business, how they need to be? Or are you having people walk all over your boundaries? If you have clients, are your boundaries strong enough with your clients? Are you giving too much time and energy instead of holding some energy back for yourself? All of those things. See if there's anything else. So it's all about setting and communicating boundaries that honor your self-worth and integrity. And it says there's an opportunity to work on, establish and uphold boundaries at this time. They need to be created to honor your needs, values and beliefs. This could be related to your physical body, your time, your finances, or be emotional, mental or spiritual. How would your boundaries benefit from being stronger at this time? Do you allow others to step over the boundary because you fear what they may say or do? Communicating and upholding boundaries can feel uncomfortable. So do things to start practicing this and start to restore your sense of well-being, integrity, and elevated self-worth straight away. The mantra is, I implement strong boundaries that serve me. So I think what we need to do is look at how we can strengthen our own boundaries and the ways that we can do that. If we're working too hard, then there's different things you can do in terms of setting an alarm for every 20 minutes when you are working on your laptop, so you step away every so often. It's called the Pomodoro technique. Also, trying not to work too late into the night. Switching off your screen before 9 o'clock instead of being just up so late and having the effect of that, the light from the screens on you, which might stop you from sleeping. So there's quite a lot of boundaries you can put in place around your business, and then around your family. That might be a bit more difficult if it's carving out time and space for you to work on your business when you've got a lot of responsibilities that are pulling you a lot of different directions. So I think it's really worth looking at ways that you can feel better about putting those boundaries in place. There's a book called Atomic Habits, which is good at kind of creating new habits as well, which I recommend too. But I like that that's come out. It definitely resonates for me, but I think it's going to be something that affects everybody in business, like at any time really. Our boundaries and how we ultimately look after ourselves as well. So next I'm going to go to the Soul Coaching Oracle by Denise Lynn. So I normally use this deck to pull an overall card for my business reading. The cards just have one word on them, and they're really good to use for like a power word for people. That can be really helpful for people, for clients. The card deck and guidebook can be used to give yourself, your loved ones and your clients remarkably accurate, heartfelt readings. You'll come to understand what your soul wants to know about your relationships, your career, your creativity and your future. Each card glows with a beautiful artwork and a positive message that can help you receive profound spiritual guidance from your higher self. So again, this time we've got quite a thick guidebook. There's 52 cards in this deck, and Denise Lynn, the author, has written 15 books, probably more now. And she has quite a few decks as well, I think. And this is what the cards look like. So they're quite simple, but quite effective, I think, and they're all positive. And I use them quite a lot just like as a daily card, just to give me a bit of motivation for the day ahead. Healing, inspiration. I'll just use them for an overall card for the reading generally, just to give the client, just to leave it on an uplifting note. So let's see what we get for our overall reading. So I keep seeing the success card that I showed you already. So that's really interesting because we've already had one success card. Okay, and we ended up getting the transformation card, which is lovely. So we've got the butterfly there, which is obviously a sign of transformation, big changes, metamorphosis. We've got the buds there as well, growing and sprouting, which is another sign of transformation too. So I'm loving that we got that card, because if you're watching this, it's likely that you are going through big life changes, big changes in your business potentially. If you're transitioning from a job to a business, or maybe your business is going in a different direction. Let's just see if there's anything else we can get. Positive changes are coming. Old structures, beliefs and ideas are falling away, and will be replaced with vitality and new pathways, and you'll be seeing the world in a fresh new way. It's talking about the phoenix that rises from the ashes. A big change is coming. Don't hold on to old ways of being. If it feels like you're in murky waters, this is only the clearing that occurs just before rebirth. It's all for your highest good. The affirmation is, I am joyously centered and safe as wonderful changes occur around me. And just to finish off as well, sometimes I'll feel guided to use a crystal deck to share a crystal with my client that might help them at this time. There's a few different ones out there, and this is my latest one. Ripped a bit at the side there. Crystals for Beginners by Judy Hall. 50 crystal cards to heal the mind, body and spirit. It shares the unique properties of the most popular crystals, exploring how the cards and the crystals can heal your mind, body and soul. Each card features an image of the crystal, an outline of the main benefits, and advice on how it can be used to improve your well-being. It's the perfect entry into the world of crystal healing. Okay, so this is how they look. So at the bottom there, it explains the main property of the crystal. And then on the back, we have more details about the crystal and how it affects the body and the spirit. And because the guidance is on the back of this deck, this one comes with just a super, super tiny guidebook of a few pages, but it talks about crystal power, the chakras, how to activate the deck, and attuning to the crystals. And there's a few card spreads, improving your mind, accessing your spiritual gifts as well. The author Judy Hall, I think of as past because it speaks about her in the past tense. She was an author, astrologer, crystal expert, psychic healer, broadcaster and teacher. She was a leading authority on crystals and spiritual development with more than 45 years of experience in crystal healing, karmic astrology and past life therapy. The author of more than 40 books, selling over 1 million copies. Wow. Okay, yeah, I've seen her books before. I didn't realise that she'd passed, but what an amazing legacy to leave. So finally, I'm just going to see if there's any crystal guidance. And immediately we had blue lace agate fly out. So it's the crystal for peace of mind. So I think this is it there. So I'm going to hang on to this for the rest of the day now that that's jumped out. And it says it's the perfect communication stone. It frees up the throat chakra and allows expression of thoughts and emotions. It counteracts feelings of being judged, encouraging a new mode of expression. It's calming and nurturing. It dissolves anger, resentment and frustration and heals emotional trauma that underlies an ability to accept love. Blue lace agate helps men accept their sensitive feeling nature. And apparently this crystal enhances sound healing. It's good to encourage the expression of spiritual truth, purifies and stables the aura, and helpful for the lymphatic system, digestive organs, blood vessels, eyes, uterus, skin, pancreas, throat and thyroid. So I love that because If you have a business, it can be difficult to have peace of mind. We're thinking of so many different things at once. So I like that has jumped out. So let's just have a look at the timeless reading that we did with this video. So we had bravely market your magic. Be uniquely you. Put that into your marketing. Don't try and copy anyone else. Express yourself uniquely as you are unique. Then a success card, which is always great to see. You're on the right path, stay patient. And it had the self-care guidance in there as well. We had more self-care guidance about creating art, switching off, using another side of your brain. Getting creative is important at this time. We had moonlighting, earning money alongside your business, you know, to take the pressure off your business if you need to. We had strengthen your boundaries. Another kind of piece of self-care guidance there, strengthen your boundaries, especially around your business, so you're not overgiving. We had transformation, so lots of change coming in, positive change, rebirth energy. And we had the crystal guidance, blue lace agate for peace of mind. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll put a list of all of the card decks that I use in business readings in the description. Please let me know in the comments if you have any of those decks, any of the decks that you recommend for business readings, what you thought of the cards that came out, did the whole reading resonate, all of that kind of thing. And just to remind you that I'm available for readings if that is something that you are guided to have at this time. All of the information about my readings and link to the website are below as well. And thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, as I said, comment and subscribe for more card deck reviews and more timeless readings as well. Thanks for watching.